That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Invigorate both mind and body with healthy lifestyle changes. Nicole Huggins and Associates of Health and Wealth Lifestyle invites you to join us on the Street 919 FM every other Tuesday from midnight to 5 a.m. where we bring you information and education about healthy lifestyle changes. Located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Numbers to call 2219874 or 2881108. Remember, your health is your wealth. Prevention is always better than medication.
Friends of St. Augustine presents their first fundraiser cooler cruise aboard the Coral Vision on Friday, 23rd September 2016. Boarding by the Breakfast Shed, Ryson Road in Port of Spain. 10 p.m. sailing at 11 p.m. Return at 2 a.m. Music by Memphis International. Tickets cost only $200. For ticket information, you can contact Chevron at 392-1743, Brian at 313-4154, and Natalie 777-9902.
Yes, the streets have spoken. Yes, the movement has grown. So now we embark on expansion, sponsorship, and diversity to maintain the place we call home. 868 Live. 2 new ingredients to our pot. Zion Songs Jr., the 18-year-old sensation. Tifa Brewster, impressed by talent, not association. They will now join me, Screws 868, on the Street 919 FM. Live interviews, exciting features, constructive interaction as we listen to our blood circulate on air with the best in reggae, dancehall, rap, hip-hop, and more. Get involved, get informed, get interactive every Wednesday from 9 p.m. inside 868 Live.
The early morning gospel market program with Bishop Dr. Aaron Williams can be heard every Thursday night from midnight to 5 a.m. The objectives of this program is to bind up the brokenhearted, to let the oppressed go free, to open the prison to those that are bound, and that every yoke be broken, to give the poor and discouraged beauty for ashes, and the oil of joy for mourning. Don't miss this program, for Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Hallelujah.
Rise up, rise up, rise up and praise the Lord.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world, the Street919FM.com.
Precious and heavy duty on the Street 919FM.com.
This is a team I like to see working together, dealing with the issues of the people of this country. Heavy and precious.
You're the voice of the ghetto youth's body. So hard. Black man, black woman and child. So hard. I can hear my people in a Trinidad ball saying, oh, what a pressure life. Life gets on every day. If you don't have God within your heart, your soul will be taken away. I said the way the life goes today, the rich man I get the richer. While the people in the ghetto every day more and more, yes, suffer. Oh, struggle man, not struggle in the ghetto. Shall we fight to survive like a warrior? Struggle man, not struggle in the ghetto. We fight to survive like a warrior. Calling us to a job of vigil. Pack up all the things and go. Make we love this place and especially for his children. Only the clean heart. Yo, the wicked will have to depart. Struggle man, a struggle man, a struggle man, a struggle. And shall we fight to survive like a warrior? Struggle man, a struggle man, a struggle. Why? Oh boy. Shall we fight to survive like a warrior?
This is where we jump into it just about 5 minutes after the hour, 12 o'clock. Welcome, guys. Of 11 o'clock, rather. Good morning and welcome. You already know who I am. Where's my music, Heavy? Why did my music just cut off? Thank you. So we're just going to jump right into it. We have a guest in studio. Heavy, did you say good morning to the people on the outside?
Not yet. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning to you, Precious. Good morning to the listeners of the Street 919 FM.
Yes.
And good morning to our guests in the studio.
Of course, a very important guest, if I may add. Let me put your mic on. Gotta welcome you to the Street 919 FM. Good morning to you, Mr. Jamal Martin.
Pleasant good morning to you, Precious and Heavy, to your listening audiences, by extension as well. A special good morning to you.
Thank you so much for coming. The Public Relations Officer for Laventille West.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm quite fine, actually.
I've been behind you.
Beautiful day after all.
It is. I've been behind you.
Yes, you see it. You look out here and you see it.
I've been behind you like forever, trying to get an interview with you, and you said yes. Thank you so much for coming, because we have so much to discuss, seeing that you're the Public Relations Officer for Laventille West. So many questions.
So I imagine that you do have lots of questions. I do imagine that.
One of my questions right off the bat, one that I hope that you could answer for me. And it's a question that my listeners they probably know what I'm going to ask, because I've been asking it for a while now. I need my MP's number. I need some contact to him. And nobody seems to be able to get me his number. Seeing that you're the Public Relations Officer for my MP.
Well, let me address that by saying...
then we could get into the program.
Let me address that by saying that Mr. Hines represents more than 20,000 people within the community of Laventille West. I think that while I understand that everyone whom he represents would want to have an audience with him, we have to be practical to the extent that we must recognize that it will be difficult for him to be able to speak to each and every one directly. But he would be able to speak to everyone on a whole generally.
He seemed to be hard
No.
to find.
No. I disagree with that. We have a system and a structure in place.
What is the system?
And that system works.
What is the system?
Well, Mr. Hines has an office. Mr. Hines has an office, and that office is where persons who have an interest in communicating with him, they can go to.
The office.
In the event that they may wish to meet with him personally.
Where's
I know
this
Mr.
office?
Hines this office is located on Laventille Road. Upstairs the health center, yes. Just within the vicinity of St. Babs there.
He still frequents there every Thursday.
Mr. Hines has normal visiting hours as every other political representative that I know of. Yes, and sometimes Mr. Hines has been known to be in the office there early into the week, all the way to the wee hours of the morning.
Maybe my timing, exactly, then maybe my timing is
on
off.
a question like that, because Mr. Hines is often at times in the office up to 2 a.m. in the morning.
In the wee early hours of the morning.
Well, there's a system, as I said, there's a system and there's a structure in place. We can't reasonably expect to be able to speak to Mr. Hines directly. Not all of us. Some of us may have the privilege of being able to do that. I myself, as a party officer within the constituency, I may not always be able to reach Mr. Hines, but I understand that Mr. Hines is a busy man. He's busy looking after the affairs of this country, looking after the affairs of his local community. Mr. Hines is committed in that sense, and we must be able to appreciate him. We must be able to appreciate the work that he would have done, and we must strive to be able to help him in any way that we can. And I don't know if you may be familiar with this.
Are you familiar with Morris Marshall? I know it was before your time, but you know Morris Marshall?
Yes, I know. I heard about Morris Marshall.
You know Morris Marshall?
He used to be too busy too?
No. Morris Marshall was one of the MPs in Laventille West.
Yes.
That used to actually walk Laventille, in his government's time, in his time as a member of parliament, and anybody could have go to him, right? And I think where the politics of Trinidad and Tobago is really missing is that connection with your MP. People doesn't really want to really really want to go deep into the what the politician have to do and busy. Just the mere fact that the country, they just know that the MP cares or the MP give them a lesson here. No, you can't expect him to fix everything. I understand that. But an MP that is available
and easily accessible
to his constituents is an MP that is loved by his constituents. People just feel let down when every time they go to see the MP or they go to seek an audience to tell someone their problems, right? They get turned back or turned down, or the MP not in today, or the MP has some work to do, even he's very busy. Now I understand they have a ministerial post, which is a very huge ministerial post, which is Ministry of Works and Transport, right? But Jack Warner was also Minister of Works and Transport, and he used to be in his constituency office. You could have seen him. So I don't want how to put it, in this crucial time of our country, we need, I think Mr. Fitzgerald Hines need to do a little more when it comes to his constituents as being the MP of Laventille West, right? It's rumored that he can't see him at all, and you are saying he's be there certain days, Thursday, whatever, from up until whatever. And I think if we open the lines, a lot of people there will say, well, they don't see him. They will come there and there's wait. Just have a lot of people go visit, they will be there and they doesn't get to see him. So that being said, right? I'm just saying to move on, right? Because I have a lot of questions too.
I imagine that.
Right. With regards to Mr. the MP being at his office, and being seen, you can try a little harder.
No, let me clarify for you, because I would have stated this before, but I know within your own mind, you have your own idea as to how the Member of Parliament should operate. You would have mentioned Morris Marshall.
How should a Member of Parliament operate?
Allow me, because I allow the gentleman to speak. I did not I did not interrupt him at any point in time. Now, each person would have their own method. They have their own system in place. Mr. Hines does meet with members of the public, and there are persons aside from whom you would have recognized as who would have made attempts to see him and unable to. There are persons who could attest to the fact that they would have been able to meet with him and speak to him. Now, Mr. Hines, naturally, any human being within high office, or any office in particular, he would be in demand by many people, not just within the community of Laventille, but also beyond as well too. So we cannot reasonably expect or assume that he'd be available to speak to each and every person. I don't believe, and I'm stating this as a fact, and I'm sure others would agree with me, I don't believe that each and every person would want to have an audience with him. They would understand that his responsibilities is for all. And while he might not be able to meet with each and every one of them, there's a system in place where the views and opinions of others through the party system, for example, that allows the views of others and the concerns therein to be lifted up to him.
All right. Question. One has a wall to fix, one house is falling down, or a drain, or something that is hampering somebody in the community. Let's say, we say a road, right? When rainfall, it's getting flooded, nobody can pass, wherever the case will be in the community. I just run for example, which is actually something might be true that going on in the community. And one needs to see the MP to find out how to get this fixed. Now, the MP happened to be the Minister of Works and Transport. So you know from the community, right? And the person who could get that done for you, which is fix your road or bridge or build a box drain, whatever the case will be, is also the Minister of Works and Transport. And you need to get an audience to let them know this problem. Who do then this one goes to first? Because it have a system in place.
Yes, there's a system in place.
Who do you go to first? The secretary in the office?
He may go to the secretary, or they may speak to one of the councillors within their local area. They would do that, and that's where the councillors are there for as a first respondent in some instances. And then it's elevated and it's dealt with. But I think essentially, on a basic level, initially, when instances like those occur, now I believe in the principle of love. I believe in the principle of working together on an individual level within a community. If you see that your neighbor's wall has fallen down, and you within the community are in a position to be able to help your neighbor to fix that wall, then you are under obligation to do so. In the event that you're not able to do that, then it's understood. But it still doesn't allow you to not to perform your duty and responsibility as a citizen within this country, to love your fellow man, to help and assist them in the same way that if you see someone along the road and end up in an accident, you would attempt to assist them in the same way. There's a system in place. Notwithstanding that, I said that on the side. Now I would have listed to you the mechanism that is in place. The person may go to their counsellor, that councillor may speak to the MP. There's a correspondence, there's a system in place to treat with those issues. Remember, you must remember that there's a bureaucracy in place. If every person's wall fell within Trinidad and Tobago, and given the fact that a minister within his portfolio would have a limited amount of resources, how is he going to be able to address all of those problems at once? So we have to be realistic. I'm not saying that the duty of care and obligation doesn't rest in some way on elected officials, because they've been invested with the right to look after the needs of the citizens. But we must be realistic as well. And I understand what you're saying. I truly understand that. And I hope I would have been able to address your question appropriately.
Have a question, Precious?
He's talking about realistically. To me, realistically is we're talking about these problems that Laventille has been encountering as if it's a new thing. Laventille has been neglected for years, being a stronghold of the PNM. You understand? The community, we feel used, we feel abused by the PNM. It's like they only know us around the election when they want the votes. After that, we are neglected.
No, there was a gentleman once by the name of Bertrell Beard, God rest his soul. He once said, is man naturally good, needing to be improved, or is he naturally bad, needing to be converted? Now, I would like to know, Precious, what do you believe? Do you believe man is naturally good, needing to be improved, or is he naturally bad, needing to be converted? Is this misconception that exists within the society that leads us to believe that somehow persons within the Laventille community are ostracized from the rest of Trinidad and Tobago? That is not the truth. We are all citizens in this country. No one is inferior to anyone. So I think the misconception lies in the sense of the self. And I want to put this question to you. What does it mean to be a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago? How does Trinidad and Tobago view each and every citizen? That is an important question that we all have to answer. And if we attempt to answer that question, we may find it within our watchwords. Within our motto, discipline, production, and tolerance. Together we aspire, together we achieve. That is the motivation and inspiration that is meant to guide and steer our people.
I always say there are things that citizens can do for themselves, and most of us do it. And then there are things that we have to.
But you didn't answer my question.
Which part of your question?
I said, do you believe that man is naturally good, needing to be improved, or do you believe that he's naturally bad, needing to be converted?
Okay, when you're born a baby, you're good because you don't know anything, and then you're molded and you grow in the ways of which you are taught.
Yes.
So somewhere along that line is either you stay good, most of the times you stray. So I don't believe anybody is just good or just you understand what I'm saying? Nobody's just good. Somewhere along the line, even if you're born good, somewhere along the line you stray.
So do you believe yourself to be good? As a human being, I believe that we all are good in some way.
Yes, we are good in some ways. Nobody's perfect.
No one is perfect quite naturally. Now, I said that to say that I remember a time within the community of Laventille where each person took responsibility for each and every one. What has happened to that system? Does that system still exist today? What has happened to it? What was the reason for its generation? Is it still in operation? Do we still look out for one another? Is that still the case? Do you know that? Would you have benefited from that? Is there any one of your listeners might be able to attest to having to go on through that experience? What has happened there? That was a culture that was established for many years within our community. What has happened? We lived among each other in love. We helped each other. One man planted a garden. He reaped whatever he would have sown, and he shared that with his neighbors. Do we still do that today? What do we share with each other today? That's an important question that we must all find out.
Let me do some basic, I'll put mathematics here for you. Laventille East and Laventille West is two constituencies that have more than 40,000 plus people. Tobago East and Tobago West is another two constituencies. Yet still, Tobago get a whole section of the budget to go towards them as that island. Where Laventille, the budget that goes towards helping the community of Laventille is like none and void. Which means to say that if you're talking about together we aspire and together we achieve, to me, Laventille as a community is the most neglected community in the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. And I am saying a community that's overlooking Port of Spain and so close to the capital city shouldn't have problems for water, roads, proper infrastructure, drainage, and all these things. I don't want to go down the road at too much of the fiberglass with politics and with too much I think it was as a layman. I talking for real. I lived in the community for years, right? I have fought, burnt tire on the road to get things done. I have had one-on-one with your minister right now when he was at Laventille East Mova for the 2 terms he served over there. I went him on many occasions to get water in my community, right? I had one-on-one dealings with him already. I protested him, right? I even spoke to him. Now, to me, this is the first time that we have an MP get a ministerial post that is a member of parliament from Laventille. For all the years, no MP in Laventille have ever hold a ministerial post until now.
Maurice Marshall, I believe, would have held
Maurice Marshall, sorry.
You have to be correct, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Make sure I clarify that with your listeners.
I forgot about Maurice Marshall because that was one of my icons.
Well, you just spoke about him.
I just spoke about him with
pride and admiration, so
but he was just so short that he died. He was just so short and died so sudden. But they can't, don't throw me off track. Right? Right. You will think that now that the member of parliament is also the minister of work and transport that will have, contracts up there like, whoa, the transformation of Laventille now, more than ever. Stuff, yeah. Right? Now, we know we're in a financial situation, in a financial state, right? And people can understand that, because I understand that there's no money. I can understand that. But I can also would like to hear, the people would like to hear from the minister, from the MP, that don't worry, when money do come, it ain't spend on no bridge to go to Bago, or no rapid rail, or no new something that come out of the woodworks that was never there before. We hear that, okay, when money do come, Laventille is on first and top priority on the agenda to be fixed. To be transformed. To be the beauty that is set out to be overlooking Port of Spain. Right? And I think people need to hear that, even though because let's face it, Laventille, East Laventille West never went against the PNM. They stood their ground even when it was when NAR cut their tail. Right? So I think they deserve more than just okay, we have a procedure and a protocol to see the minister.
Because clearly that system not working for the people.
It's not working for the people. Right? And we're going to open the lines shortly because I know a lot of you want to call. But you can go ahead and answer.
I want to be able to address that.
Address that.
Because,
come on.
I think, many times, now I would have worked at the Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation for a number of years. I would serve as an advisor to the chairman of the corporation, 2 chairmen that would have worked within the corporation during that time. And I remember persons within Laventille who would have called into the office making requests for water, and we would have assisted them, and we would have facilitated people in many such requests. So there's a system in place, but I think at times perhaps people are not adequately informed well enough. And as I would have said, a councillor is an important person within the scheme of things as well too. And
are you running?
No.
You're not running for councillor?
No, I'm not.
You make a good politician.
Yeah, so we have a system in place, and that's what I keep emphasizing. Now, when the party was created with a basic structure to ensure that it would have been able to operate and fulfill its aims and objectives, and that system has worked, and that's why the PNM continues to exist even today. In spite of all the things that you might wish to say about them, we are a strong institution, and it's not so much the people who form a part of the institution, it's the principles and ideas embedded within that institution that causes it to stand out. And at this present point in time, Dr. Rowley, the Prime Minister of this country, our political leader, is an inspiration for all of us. He would have shown over the years, through everything that he would have done, how perseverance could reap success. He would have boarded the ship. He would have left it from. He would have moved off from the harbour. He would have gone out to the seas. And he would have faced storms along the way. Yes, indeed. Perhaps there were mutinies as well too.
We have lots of calls on the lines. I'm sure people are eager to talk to you. So we're going to open up the phone lines.
Well, I have one last question before we open the phone lines.
What's that?
Right. Now, the last administration, right? I'm speaking from the ground terms here. For people on the ground would be telling me on the streets.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Heavy. How come I'm speaking based on what people telling me here? I'm speaking in second, third man. How come in 5 years, Kamala Bassat Bissessa government take care of the whole sort of the Caroni Bridge and have it looking like Westmoreland?
It totally transformed.
Transform and take care of the people. And now, our party or our people in power,
they come back.
They come back in power.
And
we vote for them because we want We want now that transformation,
Transformation. The
same thing that happened for us in Laventille East and Laventille West. Right? Do you think it's possible in the 5 years that this government is going to be in power? That is your personal view.
Yes, I do believe that the PNM has a personal commitment and obligation based on the aims and objectives of the party to achieve the development and progress and improvement of the country. That is something that within their own record, they could attest to the fact that they have done that. They have satisfied that. Now I say to you, I say this to you.
About the country, yeah?
Not just, and when I say the country, I mentioned to you before that there's this misconception that exists within the society that leads us to believe that the people of Laventille are separate, like almost as though people of Laventille
public relations officer for Laventille West. Yes. I talking to you based on the community itself.
Yes, well, no, I'm speaking in terms of the basis of the community as well.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I think that the ideas that first begin in a minute form and then it extends and applies generally. And in that sense, my response to you is on the basis upon that. Now, I understand that you have high hopes. I understand that.
Not me, the people.
The people have high hopes too. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you are part of the people.
Okay.
You're not an alien. You are part of the people too.
Okay.
You are part of this country, and you want to see that. And that hope, that aspiration of yours is embedded within your spirit, and you wish to see the fulfillment of it. But you must.
You should go for election. You should go for election. Let's take some calls. 622-9154, 622-303-628-1158. If you're calling from the US, 718-874-3860. WhatsApp 788-5355.
Yes.
Right, we're going to take some calls. We have our guest here, the public relations officer for Laventille West, Jamal.
You can ask him anything.
Yeah, ask him anything.
Let's go. Welcome. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Well, good morning to the gentleman there and to you all. That gentleman is highly educated. Now, you all talk about Maurice Marshall. Poor Maurice Marshall is Laventille. People kill him. They want gas, they go to Maurice Marshall. They own their light bill, they go to Maurice Marshall. They own water, they go to Maurice Marshall. People, they step breakdown, they go to Maurice Marshall. And this is real. You don't realize that with all what all you're saying, that Laventille is always vote for the PNM? Always, if they were so bad, you think they was going to vote for them? Up to the last election, Laventille vote for them. So they ain't so bad as all that. It have the gimme gang. Those, and they not happen to dependent people. You want them to mind the children. Half of the people who live in Laventille, how they get house, how they get land, they ain't buy it. It's squat. If them are squatted, their mothers are squatted, their fathers are squatted, their grandmother, their great-grandmother squatter. And all of them living in squatting land.
So, you don't think by now they should give them the land?
They could give them the land, yes, but they want land and they want everything.
No, they
want a dress to go out, they want the PNM to give to them.
No, if you get them the land, they can get loan to buy the dress.
You see? And this is what I can't understand. All you could talk all you want. All you could talk all you want.
All right,
the PNM go vote will come and I pray to God that they win again. And I'm sure Laventille people will vote for them. I'm certain Laventille people will vote for them.
All right, darling.
Laventille people go by the man. PNM tell me that.
Well, I don't know if, I think we should lead the lines for Laventille people, because these people calling to talk about Laventille people was never in Laventille.
Let's take
the Laventille people calling. Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Good morning to you.
This gentleman seems to be very educated, and so am I. And I will say this, and this is of no offense. Laventille East Mover has been neglected. It has. Every other area has been dealt with in regards to roads, infrastructure, employment. And Mr. Hines is not very accessible. He is not. I understand that he has a ministry, and he has to deal with all different sorts of communities and so forth. But Laventille is yours. You assist and you speak to your people. Let them know that, okay, even though I am busy, I am here for you. I am accessible to you. If I'm passing by, even if it's twice a month, hey, how are you guys going? Everything is okay and whatever the situation is, but it doesn't appear to be that. All right? You are coming into this country, you look up on the hills, and Laventille looks like a dump. And for any other country, a country up on where a community is up on the hill is supposed to be the most beautiful thing to look at. So Mr. Hines needs to work on that.
Thank you so much, caller.
Yeah,
Let's take one more
on the line
before we go to ads. Good morning.
Every session, how long have?
Not much. You want to call us back because it's counting down and we have like 10 seconds.
Heavy, you know what to do. Heavy, you know what to do. Right? Please.
Okay, people, so we're going for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, all right?
From Trinidad to the world, the Street919FM.com.
Flavor, baby. Calling all Vogos. Flavor Entertainment presents Vogos on the Sea. On the luxurious Embassy Yacht on Sunday, the 11th of September. Boarded at the Blackjack Marina, Shagaramas at 2 p.m. Sailing promptly at 3 p.m. This event is a fundraiser in aid of medical expenses and the birthday celebration of two of Arima's musical icons. So load up your coolers. No oversized coolers and glass bottles allowed as we celebrate on the breathtaking Caribbean seas, down the islands, to the music of the birthday boys, DJ Maxi Banks and MC Keanu the Flavor, Mr. Ice and Kryptonite Sounds. Get your early bird tickets special for 2 persons on 1 ticket for only $250 and $150 for regular tickets. Call Keanu at 338-3110, Kevin at 714-9239, Sherlin at 743-8060, and Max at 353-4089.
Aries Inclusive Learning Center at the corner of Bush Street and McDonald Street, QREP. Now registering students from preschool straight to secondary level for full-time classes from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. At Aries, students receive individual attention from the specialized staff in small classes. Aries also offer evening classes from infant straight to secondary level. The subjects include mathematics, English, reading, comprehension, creative writing, and SEA preparation. We cater especially for students with learning or reading difficulties, autism, and other educational delays. Also available are adult literacy classes, educational assessment, and educational consultancy and counseling. There are limited spaces available, so register now. For more information, call 755-7197 or email us at arieslearning@gmail.com or visit our website at www.wix.com/ARI2009/school. Aries Inclusive Learning Center.
Mommy Sauce and the Titans of Democracy present a Lebanon affair on board the Coral Vision on October the 8th, 2016. Come join with us as we celebrate with Mommy Sauce with her birthday celebration on board the Coral Vision. Boarding from the breakfast shed at 5 p.m. and sailing at 6 p.m. Your DJs in the mix: Memphis International, All-Star Aaron from Street 919 Tobago, Bruce Wayne, Marlon Mr. Music, and Nigel Snipes. Admission is only $100. For tickets, call Mommy Sauce at 753-2175 or Sharon Felix at 726-4685. A Lebanon affair on board the Coral Vision.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
The largest footwear store in South Trinidad brings you fun styles, happy colors, all sizes, and durable performance footwear. Rennie's, located 54 to 56 Lower High Street, San Fernando. Get Jordans, all numbers available. Nike, Puma, Clarks, Patrick Ewing, Fila Grantil, LeBron James 11, Vans, Converse, Adidas, Toms, Timberlands, and so much more. Every single brand, all colors and sizes available. We've got footwear for men, women, and kids. At Rennie's, we've got new Mad Dongs added daily. Don't even worry about the price, because we've at Rennie Shoe Store. Instagram, Rennie's TT. And why not call us up at 653-4181. Like our pics on Facebook or Instagram. Get to the store and get 15% off. The largest footwear store in South Trinidad. Rennie's. Step in and step back out. Looking different.
Looking to save big? Then shop at Super Quality Supermarkets. Conveniently located at 3 locations: 47 Tissue Drive, Trin City Industrial Estate, 98E Endeavor Road, Chaguanas, and Couva Car Park, Couva. It's massive daily discounts on fresh vegetables, grocery items, liquor, household items, fresh meats, frozen goods, toys, and so much more. Make it a one-stop shop. Super Quality has wide aisles, secure car park, speedy checkouts, friendly staff, free massage chairs, and on weekends, free coffee, making your shopping a super quality experience. So bring the entire family and come enjoy the Super Quality experience. There's always something extra in that trolley at Super Quality. So shop now and save big. For more information, please call 636-2389 or 672-7787. Super Quality.
If you are looking for a getaway on a luxury yacht to celebrate your birthday, wedding, anniversary, or excursion down the islands, call us today at Embassy Cruise on 361-0560. We board at Blackjack Marine in Chagaramas. Expect lots of fun on board the Embassy yacht, which includes a spacious upper deck with our pumping sound system and some of the hottest DJs. Our lower air-conditioned deck includes male and female restrooms along with a well-stocked bar. The Embassy yacht is equipped with a courteous and professional staff. So contact us today for our special packages on any event. For more info, call or WhatsApp us on 361-0560 or 680-9056 and follow us on Instagram at Embassy TT. Secured parking is available. Don't be confused. The Embassy TT is the Sea Champion. Sea Champion.
I like crashing waves.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com.
Precious and heavy duty on the Street 919FM.com.
This is the team I like to see working together, dealing with the issues of the people of this country. Heavy and precious.
Hi, John. Sosco. Hello. Bam bam ba 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 ba. Bam ba 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 bam. Bam bam ba ba bam bam. Help me now. When me say something's gotta give, me get a lot now. So me have to think smarter now. It means that me have think constructive. It's like some brain I make smarter now. Over the years we put in the work, sweat running on me shirt. That's the work I pay after now. And that's why we are tour the world and board those. I mash up all the charts and now cover. Something's gotta give. Most of the youth them on the manners. Parents.
It's 11:38 in the nation's capital. We have about not too much time actually. Of course, if you were listening before, you would know that we are conducting an interview with Mr. Jamal Martin. He is the Public Relations Officer for Laventille West. And boy, if I tell you some of the comments that we're seeing here on WhatsApp, so, but people saying, yeah, you're sounding well convincing. Really, really convincing.
Man, really work good.
The truth is always convincing, Precious. It's always convincing.
Yes. We have lots of calls on the line. Like I said, I'm sure people are eager to talk to you. They have questions. We're just going to go right into it. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Let's go. Welcome. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, we hear your caller. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Listen, I want to ask something. What is your suggestion that will fix? Because I know there was a lot of dynamics involved with trying to get Laventille up to scratch. In so much as, like, for instance, the crime has been an issue. They tried to put in some of the centers, but then it's taken over by drug dealers. So what do you suggest? How do you suggest that it gets fixed?
Caller, are you from Laventille?
No, sir, but
I want people from Laventille to call because you will not understand. I want people from Laventille to call. Hello.
Good morning, Heavy. Good morning, Precious. Heavy, that politician there, your head body hot there?
Not really. I understand that long time. Right, next caller.
That's it?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning, Heavy, Precious, and the guy in the studio.
Yeah.
Politician.
Go ahead.
Heavy. If there's one thing I will never do, is lie to people.
Yeah.
And lie to myself. And I'm a PNM. Everybody know me as tall man, but I will never talk something that is not so heavy. You know what I just do? And I don't like to blow my trumpet. I just carry breakfast for someone there. I carry lunches. I just get free lunches to in the constituency.
Right.
Heavy that people suffering in the constituency. Why Mr. Manning did put aside or say he was going to put aside $300 million to do work in Laventille? It has never been done since. Right? You can't watch Laventille as it is. Watch Carney and all those places camera fix up for shit people and watch Laventille and say everything okay and come in the studio and talk like everything is okay. Everything is not okay. We must be honest with ourselves. We must, why Mr. Jack Warner could have spent days in his office and see people and speak to the needs of people, and you are saying certain people cannot be rich, and if everybody can see them, but that's others who did it, and the history is just to see that they did it. We must be honest with ourselves. I'm going to tell you something. I am not no fool. I'm a PNM. I love the political party, and it's time people can speak the truth. PNM is in power. Kamala fix up her area. We have heavy people. I can carry her every next evening when I come on the shore, carry my house. With children in going to school, they're dropping out of school, they're suffering. You understand? And nothing put in place every presently now, Mr. A particular high, and I don't know how to say it, but I am getting help to help people in the constituency, this Laventille West and East, to get help through self-help. Because when people go, it's not people who go to self-help. Our agency was supposed to help people repair their homes. They're taxing for $1 million different thing and don't help the people. They don't help the people. The people suffering. You understand? The people want help. And when they go self-help, because they're closed inside there, who said they went UE and they tell them go and get it, go to the court and get a paper, no kind of nonsense. And the people not getting assistance. Don't come and spread no good lesson. Or they don't want to get invested. Let me stay up here, let me stop here,
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No need to work up yourself like that, although
I'm here to man only way up in the mountains.
Any comments on what he had to say? Nothing?
Well, I sense from what he would have said that he has a willingness and a desire to actually contribute to the development within this country. He wants to have an active
Thomas is a part of the executive,
Yes, he wants him, and it's because of that. It's because of the fact that he had a desire. He made himself a part of the executive, and he continues to advocate and support the interests of the people, and that's something that is admirable on his part.
Right.
And I can tell you that I understand. Now, oftentimes we see the problems, but we are not able to come up with the solutions, and it frustrates us. I can understand how that feels. I have looked at some of the issues that are out there in existence, and I have attempted to apply my mind so as to be able to develop solutions that are appropriate to it, and it's been the subject of discussions and conversations, and we're pursuing it.
All right, we have plenty of callers on the line.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Oh gosh, Jesus Christ, thank you. This man talking. Hey, all you watch here, we talking. You are smart man. You can't cut down time so you go take less call. Let me tell you something. He sound like he really trained, like he around Heinz so much. Yeah. He started to sound like him and all.
That's right.
Let me tell you something about Marshall. He talked about Marshall. People used to go by him for gas and all kind of thing. Yes, people used to do that. And you know what? He used to help. But Marshall is a man, when you used to teach and your child ain't doing good in school, he coming home to find out what's the problem. Right. If Marshall passing and basketball playing, but Marshall staying on and liming and talking, eating and drinking with everybody. You'll never believe he's a minister. Yeah. So when you're talking, them chopping this, they know what they're talking about. And the way he talking, boy, if you was around me talking, them kind of thing you talking this morning, might have caused me to get violent.
All right, caller. We have plenty of callers on the line. Callers passionate, boy. Hello.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Precious.
Yes.
And good morning to you, Heavy.
Yes, Kingsley.
Yes, and I want to tell the second MP for Laventille East. Good morning.
Laventille West.
This gentleman, something like a Fisher Hines. The man, the words naturally come out like Fisher Hines. But two questions to you very fast, young man, inside the studio there. One.
Good morning to you, yes.
Okay. I want you to tell me, right, for the last 12 months, right, what major work Fisher Hines do, what program after 12 months in power, what major program Hines do in Laventille, what do about pitching? We are pitch, right through the air. You know what major, what $1 million contract he gave one of his people from our community. And next question, I want to, because I hear Heinz say something on the radio. I'm a very turn, right? I want to hear if you agree with this one. Heinz say that if you come by his office and you don't have no qualification, you have no passes, no degree, no doctorate, he cannot help you. He said, but if you come with something, he can help you. So the little boy who on the street can drive the masonry.
Kingsley.
Yes.
Did Heinz really say that?
Yesterday on our program, he said, well, if you come by him with those passes and degree, hard for him to help you. But if you come with one set of degree, it's easy for him to help you. Disrespectful to Laventille people, because everybody in Laventille cannot do doctor work like he.
No.
I can't be a lawyer like
Kingsley,
he. So I want to ask you the question, if you agree with that, I want you to tell me what major work Heinz do after 12 months in Laventille. What program he have for the youth to teach them on some crime? You stop playing games, young man. Stop playing games inside there.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. You want to answer any of his questions?
Yes, I understand how the caller must feel. I can sense that he is quite emotional in that sense too. Mr. Heinz has placed a focus on education. He believes it's important if we are to uplift ourselves and truly develop, that we must apply ourselves and focus on our own development. John C. Maxwell himself, he had put it across this way: the success journey in life involves understanding who you are, growing towards your potential, and sowing seeds to help others. Mr. Heinz is in such a place where he can do that, and he has expressed a desire and willingness to do that. I understand how the caller must feel. We must be able to.
Second part of the question now.
No, we must be able to appreciate the fact that when a government is formed, there's a natural process involved. There are problems that might exist there within the system that might need to be addressed, and it's quite natural for people. The rate of change and progress sometimes might not always be in sync, and so the human imagination and the desire that it has to realize things might make it anxious. But that doesn't mean that the accomplishment of the goals that the administration would have set would not be accomplished. But just sometimes we are impatient. We want things to happen right away.
How patient can one be after 30 years?
That's what I'm going to say. You're talking about being impatient. If these accomplishments and goals were set since 30, 40 years ago, don't you think by now people would get agitated, impatient, the hope gone?
Everything in life takes time. There's a natural process involved. Development is an ongoing process. It never ends.
What do you say?
And we continue to see development.
Somebody just wrote something on our WhatsApp. The PNM is a rich man party. How would you comment on that?
Well, I don't believe that. I am a simple man.
He's a real politician. Let me take some calls. We're going to read some WhatsApp just now. Hello.
Hi.
Morning.
So the gentleman there,
Hi,
I
good
was
morning.
going to say something. You mentioned a lot of, you said you have been formulating plans and you are having discussions and all this other, but what is actually being done? And Heavy and some of the other people who's out there, I heard plenty people saying about what the past administration, how they did a lot of development in their area, but a lot of it was biasly done, and we can't expect this present administration to do the same bad thing because we go vote them out too if it is to do the same crap. Because they was taking 25 million to get their constituency happiness program, but like 25,000 to Laventille.
Brother,
so we don't want to repeat that.
My brother.
It's a government for the country.
My brother.
Not your own people.
My brother.
Right, sir.
You live in Laventille? Do you live in Laventille?
No.
But if you used to live in Laventille, you're speaking different. I find it's high time Laventille deserves that. And if you vex because Laventille, if the government now do that, and you vex, something wrong with you. Because Laventille, listen to me, Laventille never, listen to me, they never went against, it wouldn't be biased. No, if you have a child that is sick, my brother, if you have a child that is sick and you have other children that is healthy, it's obviously you have to take time off and take care of a sick child. All right then, thank you, caller. Next caller.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. You didn't answer the question about the development after 12 months. What you see Heinz do in the community for the youth? if you open any program for the youth, for the
Well, I could address. Yes. I could address that immediately. Upon Mr. Hines assuming office and taking up his role not only as Member of Parliament but also Minister of Works and Transport, he would have immediately initiated a program that would have been launched in NASC in conjunction with the UTT, and that program would have generated some success, as many persons who would have participated in that particular event would have gone on to participate in programs as the University of Trinidad and Tobago. I think that in a sense was a success, and Mr. Hines has made a commitment that to further the interests of the constituents to education so as to be able to generate their own improvement. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other areas and avenues through which each individual might improve. That's the basis of the society. Each person would explore his own interests. The purpose of government is to ensure that each man is able to achieve and accomplish that, and that is the system that the current government is putting in place to enable the upward mobility of us all, and that's simply it.
Can we laugh?
Let's take the next call.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Heavy. Precious and the guest there.
Yes, good morning.
Heavy, I want to ask you all a question and all the listeners. Since I'm small, they tell me education is the key. Now, here is my question. If education is the key to solve the world problem or this country problem, how come these educated people that in society that we're voting for in the parliament, how come they cannot solve the problem of this country?
Wow.
Huh? Answer me this question. If education is the key to solve our problem, how come all these educated people cannot solve the problem because things just keep getting worse and worse and worse since I born on this planet? Come on now, man. Common sense.
Common sense,
careful, it have a lot of educated fools on this planet. Common sense write books. So I think we suddenly need to use our common sense and stop using all that sort of education and them big words we're using on the radio, them, my brethren. Because we're not foolish out here. You can't fool youth no more without the education.
Thank you so much, caller. Let's go straight
back to the go back to the lines. Hello?
You see that you are talking about. You see, common sense make before degree and BSc and all these kind of people. That man who on the radio talking there, he had to get real. And he's telling to me that he's not a Laventilian. I born, bred, neighboring, everything in Laventille. And when he talking, he's talking to me like a wind-up toy. Heavy,
yes,
you is the oldest man that's bring it on real on that radio there, and sometimes you just get licked. But you don't get no horse, you continue taking a lick because you see when you're talking truth.
Let me clarify that. Yes, I am from Laventille.
Actually,
there's a big place, but I am from Laventille, and Heavy could attest to that.
I can attest to that. He's from Laventille because when he walk in the studio, he tell me I used to drop him to school. When I used to drive my taxi in Mova Laventille, when I used to walk taxi, but he take the education that the good league PNM government give him, and he using it. I hope he use it for good, but somehow I don't know.
Definitely is only for good.
A bad thing is when you get education and you're misusing it.
Yeah.
Because we always sit down talking there, Heavy, he gave me back.
Yeah.
Because I want to know if God give you 5 senses and he say no on 4. That is not going through my mind right now. Because Heavy, let me tell you something. He talking about Hines every day, all be hours every morning. Jack Warner start to work from 3.
Yeah.
And if 1,000 people come to see Jack Warner, he see everybody.
He's seen everybody.
He talking about you can't call Hines and he can't talk to everybody. That is what he there for. What chocolate talking?
No,
you don't want no ministers. You ain't voting for nobody, and you can't reach them or have a one-on-one with them.
I want to be able to clarify something.
All right, go
Caller, when I would have made my statement, I would have indicated quite clearly that while he may not be able to speak to each and every person individually, there is a system, there's a structure in place where he speaks to everyone on the whole. He can speak to everyone on the whole.
That system not working. And sometimes when you're going through the system, the secretary wants to address it like if she's the minister.
Yeah.
So if it's not working, we have to try the other method. You have to move away from past times and get up to the time now. The time now is something different to long ago.
All right,
it's not like that we're talking about again.
All right, caller, thank you. With regards to the secretary in the office. Take a call already.
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Right, I have no problem with the young man at all. The young man is absolutely correct. Fitzgerald Hines served the people of Laventille East Mova for 12 years. The consensus of opinion going into the last election was that he did absolutely nothing for the people of Laventille East Mova. He said he went to Laventille West. He said he won 16,000 votes. The constituency give him 18,000 votes. So you can't blame Mr. Hines or anybody else. You all have to blame all yourself. All you have to blame all your common sense self. If you're all foolish enough to go and vote for him every election and put him in office and continue to complain for the next 5 years that he has done nothing, you all have to live with that. Common sense ain't working as far as you all are concerned, because you all keep making the same mistakes over and over and expecting a different result. Thank you.
But take some calls because we have run out of time.
Heavy.
Yes, just
there's a call to my party. Only send real activists and real people who care about people in the studio to talk about the PNM now. And don't sugarcoat nothing. You understand? We want the truth. I love my party, and in order for us to survive at that party, we must tell the people the truth and deal with them truthfully. Send real people in the studio. You understand? Because it's that garbage, we don't want to hear that.
All right, Tom man, a passionate boy.
Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning to you, Mr. Precious, Mr. Heavy, and Mr. Jamal. No police, Mr. First, the police work going on in this whole situation. Now, if a man walk miles because you're hungry, so it's a tree, right? And when they had told all tree with mangoes, now the birds on him realize he's hungry, and they come and pluck all the feathers on him, and he fly up to the top. Now, after his belly is full, he says history, and he run the birds on him, but the birds on him took back their feathers before they go. Now he become thirsty. There's a spring underneath, and he cannot get down. You understand? This is what we have to do. We have to live together out of our thirst and our hunger. We have to live good with each other. 2 days walk together to take out the fly out of each other eye. We must stop arguing. Come together, one decision, and let it happen. My friend, have a good day.
Thank you, caller.
He sounds like a peaceful man, a peace-loving man.
You have a lot of analogies. Next caller.
Hello.
We have plenty callers on the line. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Gentle people.
Yes, morning.
My dear, I think that Mr. Hines has to be able to cut through put aside some of the red tape to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, all this bureaucracy, it is really keeping things back. Too much bureaucracy, because I am held back right now because of that same bureaucracy. It is too much. Sometimes you have to make exceptions to the rule. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you for your call, Uncle.
We have like 3 more minutes.
Let me read some WhatsApp because we have a lot of WhatsApp there and people.
You don't want to read those WhatsApp.
Okay.
They're not in favor at all. I'm not going to read those WhatsApp. Welcome. Hello.
Good morning. Heavy, I want to correct it. What you say? I think Miss Ganawa, they hold a ministry post too.
No.
Do they hold a ministry post?
No.
Okay, Heavy. I'm coming here again to cafe with the after program, eh?
Yeah, I don't need no cafe, no life very calm.
Yes, sir.
Nothing. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, morning.
Morning.
I know Mr. Hines was listening to this program and he was proud of the young man in the Mr. Mark in the office, in the studio there with yours.
Mm-hmm.
But here what's going on, right? You see that road, that path that he's traveling, I can remember that when, the Pharisees was oppressing God's people. You understand? It didn't go down too good because God said, I want to free my people. You see the Laventille people? Why they don't want to give them the inheritance? Why they keep on doing that to the Laventille people? Right? And then you come in with all that nice talk. Right? Yes, you're being educated and all of that, but I want to burst your bubble, brother. Be careful of your chat in your course. Be very, very careful and don't be set up. Don't let them set you up, you man. Get your act together. You're being educated.
Thank you so much. We are out of time.
Thank you for your advice.
We're out of time.
12 o'clock in the nation's capital. We got to go.
You said show today, boy.
Jamal, I want to thank you
so
much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes,
I enjoyed my time here today, and we can continue to correspond.
And
thank you for your listeners and the calls that they would have made as well too.
You have to understand the people passionate and the people despondent.
Yes,
don't blame it
no,
on them.
I'm not down at all. I remember the story. I don't know how much time we have, but I remember the story of this old man. He's sitting under a tree. A young man comes. homes, and he says he begins to hurl insults at the man. The man sits there quietly, and the people come around, they gather, but the old man says nothing. Eventually, he says, as the young man turns up, he says, "Young man, if someone offers you something and you take nothing of it, to whom does it belong?" The young man thought for a while, perplexed, and he said, "Well, me, the person who gave it." He said, "Well, I took nothing of what you gave me. To whom does it belong?" He walked away with his hand.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all lyrics too bad. Anyway, people, until tomorrow,
Yes, that's right.
you're gonna hear from us again right here live on the Street 919 FM. Heavy Duty Precious. Want to thank Jamal for passing through all the callers. Thank you very much. All the WhatsApp. And tomorrow we go deal with the councillors.
Yes.
Right.
And
Tomorrow.
of course, we need you to tune in for age